So Bricks and I are headed to the big woods over to Skip Road to finish up tapping this morning. Yesterday I didn't record, but I wanted to get a whole bunch tapped, so I finished up the C system. So today all I have left is the B system over there, which is like 250 taps-ish, something like that. The vacuum pump's been on for a couple days now, and it hasn't even got the bottom of the releaser wet yet. So it hasn't done a whole lot. It just hasn't got warm enough. The woods are still pretty cold after we had that 2 days of -degree temperatures. So get this done, and then I've got some stuff to hopefully finish up at home before I'm going to work tomorrow. So I want to get that stuff done. That way I can hopefully get our home woods tapped on Friday, but we'll see. So you gotta move. Come on. Yeah. Go. So it's coffee break time now. I don't know about you guys, but when I've got a full day, I leave early enough. Well, not today completely, but I leave early enough that you gotta bring coffee with you and a snack. So, where's my snack? Pop-Tarts it is. Guess the kids will have to find something else to eat tomorrow. So I'm sitting here tapping, and I'm still down on the B1 line, and I'm like, why is this lateral not hooked to the main? I look over and it's hanging here. So I'm like, I don't remember adding any taps here. What's up? I know what it is. It's for the new monitor that's up there. This is the line. So the monitor's between B1 and B2, so I ran a line over. So when I turned this line on today, it wouldn't have read anything because it's not hooked up. And I didn't bring all my saddle stuff today, the bucket with that stuff, because I didn't figure I had to do any saddle work. So as usual, that means I get to go home to get that bucket so I can come back and hook this stuff up. But that works. It is what it is. But I've got 2 more laterals on this B1 line, and then this one's on. This one's like 50 taps, I think. So it's not too bad. Now it's warming up enough in here. It's supposed to be in the 40s today, but the wind is supposed to blow, which it has a couple times, but not the whole time. But now when I'm pulling on drops and picking them up, they're whipping a little bit of water out. So I want to get these 2 mains turned on because I just finished B2, but I've got to drill in these saddles for the monitoring lines. So I got to go home. So I'm going to run home, get these 2 drilled in, then I can go up and get that other B line, because really there's more taps on that than these 2, but I gotta have these in before, because I want to turn these 2 on, and you'll get it. I just got home, grabbed the bucket that's got all the saddle stuff in it, and I grabbed some snacks. Well, yeah, some chips, something to drink, and some Slim Jims. Nothing real crazy. I'm gonna have a killer sugar maker lunch today. But while I was here, I got an alert. So I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Right there. I don't know if it shows up or not. But it said that the vacuum is below 20 inches. Shh, they need to be quiet. The vacuum's below 20 inches. So that means that I think up top thawed out and it's got leaks up there. So I'm gonna go back, get these 2 saddles drilled in, turn that main on, and then head up top, see if I can find those leaks, because those need to get taken care of before too long. So we'll get those. Just get back to the woods now with my saddle stuff. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the pump from modes. So right now it's in RPM mode, so it doesn't go up too much. Basically, if I was gonna be able to be here to keep an eye on it, I didn't want the RPMs all the way up the whole time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it into vacuum sense now, because it was down about 6 inches on vacuum. So now the RPMs will come up to keep that vacuum level where we want it. So I just change the switch. So now the RPMs are higher, which will get bring the vacuum level up, which it's already coming up now because it's got more horsepower to make it up. We'll go find them leaks. So both of those two saddles are now on for that monitor. Now I'm coming down. This is the B3 line. I closed the drain, which is there, and closed the valve so that this one won't run, but I can fire those two up and then go up and check for those leaks. Then I'll finish tapping this. But this is one of the advantages of having a roads to where you can get to your mains. I'm only 40 feet from the four-wheeler, so now I can just run right back down there and fire this main up. The vacuum is down. I just confirmed it on the gauge that's actually in the sugar house. But like 20, the gauge is in the releaser building. But I just confirmed that, so now I'm gonna turn this B system on. There. Now we'll run up top real quick, see if we can find that leak so I can get back to tapping. So I pull up to the four-wheeler and I'm right here where this big piece of crap popple fell. That's where I fixed that one the other day. So I can't get the four-wheeler down there where I normally go, but the minute I shut the four-wheeler off, I can hear a leak, which that's a good thing because that means I'm going to be able to find this one pretty easy. I couldn't the other day because the ladder was froze up, so right now I'll get it, but I'm going to find this one real quick and then I'll go over it and I'll probably walk this whole thing to try and find it up here. Well, the pipe got stretched somehow. See it? Two spots where somehow it, I don't know if something fell on this or what, but I'll take and I'll cut that out. That's why I run my two-handed tool. Let me see if I can find a place to put this thing so you guys can see how I do this to make it easier. I'm going to cut that spot out. Just a splice. One. There, now it's fixed. So that's why a two-handed tool is easier. Now, I would have liked to have taken this whole piece out, but I don't know if I've got enough slack in this without stretching it again. So. I think I already hear another leak though. I can hear another leak up here, but I'm trying to be diligent and doing the usual where you make a loop at your laterals, check the bubbles, but SapSpy's not running great. So it's hard, and I don't want to just run up and find this one because I thought I had a leak back there and there's just too much road noise to pinpoint exactly where it is, but it's definitely getting louder as I go up here. Getting close. I look up and I can see the drop coming. And I can't remember, this may have been one that I plugged off. I can't remember, I'll have to look and see if I can get my snowshoe out of, come on. All caught up here. There's that leak, but I can hear another one. I don't think I tapped this tree. So I kinked that off because I don't want the tap to suck up the drillings that are next to the drill hole. So that way it doesn't get the crud inside it. But I heard another one, it's like right over here. Come back to where I was, no leak there. Now I've got one up here. Oh, nope, right here. Another. Missed too many. I'm not quite sure how I missed all these. Some of these trees are starting to run, which is good. It's just not all of them, so finding leaks is hard. But like if you look right now, get that crud off there. So it is running, but not enough to find leaks like right now. I mean, give it a few minutes. Hey, there's no one here. They don't want to talk to you. There's no one here for you. Hey, there's no one here to talk to you. Mr. Tough Guy over there is trying to interrupt me making a video. Which, enough of trying to find leaks up here. The wind's blowing a little bit, which these beech tree leaves, they're wiggling just enough that I can't hear nothing. Because right now everything's by sound, not by sight. The bee lines that I just tapped, no bueno on the vacuum. They're down pretty low. So I'm gonna go down there, try and get those two straightened out, and then finish tapping that B3 line. Well, start tapping and finish tapping before I've got to go take, well, once again, take the kids to dance. This bee line is way down on vacuum. And from a distance, I can hear it as I get, oh boy, I'm almost going down. Sticks getting stuck in snowshoes is not great. So from a distance, I can already see what the genius that was in here tapping today did. Somehow I missed an entire lateral, but when I get there, through this awesome snow now, but I'll have a Slim Jim on the way there. But didn't do uno or dos. So I get to do them now. I guess I was in a hurry for coffee break this morning because this is where I stopped and there's a drop. We'll blame coffee break. How about that? So far too many distractions in the woods today. Between selling some equipment this morning, that took a few minutes. Another producer came in the woods and I showed him the SapSpy system and kind of talked over some other stuff with fares and, well, just about sugaring basically. And then now I've got to take the kids to dance. I also had to mix in a Zoom call that about the association with some grant money. That took longer. Well, and it almost killed the phone battery too. But so that day just went to hell in a handbasket, and now I've got to take one of the kids to dance. So I'm about 100 taps, I think, short of having that piece of woods finished. So I guess I'll finish that Friday, but I've got stuff to do in the morning Friday. So hopefully Friday is my goal. All right, morning everyone. So this morning is going to be a whirlwind tour. I'm trying to finish up tapping over to Skip Road. This project's taking far too long now. I'm not bringing the four-wheeler today because I've got too much. It's just going to take more time, so it's a short walk up to where I've got to go. But I'm going to clean the big tank real quick because the sap's running. It ran yesterday, so I'll get that clean. Then I'll clean the releaser. Then I've got to finish tapping. Then I've got to try and get back in time to get the factory truck unloaded that's coming with a bunch of new equipment and horsepower finally. And then go deliver that evaporator. Get the kids off the bus and finish tapping it. We'll hopefully tap our home woods once they're home. I'll probably put them to work today. So I don't know how the video is going to turn out because I got too much to do to be worried about a camera, but we'll get something. So the sap's not running. It's like 35 degrees in the woods right now, but I came down and looked. Well, I'm out of breath, but I came down and looked and the releaser still kind of scuzzy. But what I'm gonna do is pump it out and use that to clean that pipe out. So flip this pump out. I'd put the line in the tank, but I ran up and pulled it out because I don't want this stuff in the tank. It's not terrible looking stuff, but it's not great, but it'll flush that line out. Clean this real quick and then get to tapping. All right, I gotta close these valves. Then I can shut the vacuum off that comes in. And I've got a releaser drain here. What happens is I get some condensation in here that comes down, it collects in the moisture trap. So what I'll do is I'll shut everything down. I can open this and then it drains so that, nothing right now, that's good. So I can get the vacuum off it, but it drains out at the same time. But now I'll get this thing opened up, get this clean. I am gonna take that line, that the pump out liner, I'm gonna dump that out, just get rid of all that crud that I can. There, clean. It wasn't terrible, just kind of had some green crud in it, but get the vacuum back on it. I gotta plug in the recirculation line off the pump. That was leaking, but now turn these valves back on. The dry line. C A B. There, vacuum's on. Now finish tapping. Now I probably should have gone up and put the line back in the tank, but where it's only 35 degrees, it doesn't really make much sense to take that couple minutes because it's not going to run much, and then I'll just get it on the way out because I plan on being in here about an hour. Well, maybe an hour and a half at the most because there's too much to do today, but that's my goal. Hey, come on. So I just walked up to this tap and this piece of woods has been in. This is the second year I'm tapping this piece. And I see all sorts of pink on the ground. Of course I step on it with my snowshoe before I can stop myself, but it's all where a squirrel has been in here. It's all snowy. Having a field day on one of these drops. He's chewed it down. Got a few inches off it. I gotta get the dog better at chasing squirrels off rather than like watching birds fly over. All right, last tap at Skip Road is this one right here. So get this one, then I can turn the vacuum onto this line. There. And these trees are starting to run actually, so see what happens when the vacuum is turned on, but I'll go down and flip that valve. Time to get out of here. I gotta go home. I just got a message that the factory guy is in Freiburg, so he's like probably 40 minutes away-ish. But I'll go home and get some stuff ready because it's delivery day. Now you guys think I'm delivering the evaporator today? Well, I am, but you've got to wait till the next video to see it. So I carried the releaser down when I came down, set that up, and then started tapping up on home 1 and came back on home 2. But when I was at the top, I turned the vacuum pump on because I had already shut the valve off down here so I wouldn't get vacuum on the taps while I was out tapping them. But I was able to get all those tapped. Now I better check and see what time it is so I can get the kids off the bus. So I got plenty of time. So I gotta get the kids off the bus later. But I'm gonna try and get home 2 tapped now, and maybe get at least my side of the road on home 3 tapped. That way this whole piece is ready to go, because when they get home I'm gonna go across the road and get that while they do their thing. I even may drag them along with me. Just finished tapping my side of the road, so all this is done. But I'm gonna open up the back line. I've got, I don't know, about 21 inches sitting here right now. I'm sure I've got a few little leaks that are messing with me. This is gonna make a big leak because I've got to go across the road and close those 2 valves. But I'm gonna open it right now. Then I can go up, close those 2 valves. This will all come up to a good vacuum level, but then I can go get the kids off the bus right now too, because I finished this right about on time. Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's a check it out.
Shuts. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Hey, Brookie. How's that tooth? Is your tooth? Show me your teeth.